What's up guys, this is Larry here, welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is probably going to be my first informative, educational YouTube video on the world of things. And as you can see, I'm on my EBR on the beautiful Prokhorovka. And one thing you'll realize is, as you can see on the sites, that this was from the past season of ranked games. I looked through my replay folders and picked a few replays that I can share with you guys, and yeah, I feel like this is going to be a great example of EBR playing on Prok. And before we jump into it, I kind of want to talk about the possible EBR plays you can make on Prok in a pub game, or in this case, a rank battle. The rank season's over, so don't put too much thought into it, but you're seeing a lot of pub gamers that they just drive their EBR, do a few center rich run, like they rich serve center run on the E line or the F line, and this actually gets you shot by the high ground on the one line. So if you want to do it initially, don't do it again afterwards because it's totally not worth it. And I would recommend two plays if you're in EBR on north side of Prok. First is to rush E1. If you are able to control E1, you get the complete map control on 1-2 side for your team for literally free if you have any shooters back at like B2 or even C2. The other play is that you ridge serve and then you come here. There's a bush at FA which you can, like, provides you free concealment and you can spot the entire 9-0 side of the map. The alternative play is you can ridge serve and get into this bush, but because you're going to ridge serve, you are not going to stay hidden, right? So if you want to use the bush at G7, it's easier for you to just hop over ridge and then hopefully get into this bush without getting spotted by someone peeking here. And yeah, let's fast forward a little bit. And as you can see, because they have 5 heavies this game and one artillery, right? It's important to look at the lineup before the game starts, right? If they have more medium tanks and more artillery, I would probably do a 7-8 line bush like this bush, and then try to control the 9-0 line. But because they have a bunch of heavies, which is probably going to be a back of 1-2 line, if they're good players, as at least this is the pattern I'm seeing, okay, above average players sitting at back of 1-2 line with their heavies, right? So I'm trying to control 1-2. So I decided to rush E1 this game, as you can see. And as you can see on the map, I don't have the most support on a Prok game. Ideal situation would be like your entire team behind 1-2 and just shoot out what you spot, because that's instant damage. And one thing I do want to talk about, as you see me like just, you know, scrolling into this bush and their EBR getting spotted on the 7-8 line, is that if you're in a light tank and you're trying to approach E1 bush at the beginning of the game, it's easier to do as a low fashion, okay? If you do it in the highway, there's more likely you're going to get spotted from counter position like F2 or even like the right hand side of F2. So you really just want to stay low, right? Use the trees and like this bush to be exact to get into this bush without being spotted by their light tank. But as you can see in this game, their EBR just decided to play A9, and this gives me, oh, you saw me getting blind fire there already. Rain game, by the way. Their EBR just decided to give me 1-2 control for free. I'll put it that way. Their 277 decided to move up. Their 140 spotted. K91. K91 gets slime here because he's over peeking the ridge. There you go. And you see a version for it. Just scrolling through. Scrolling down 1-2. Free 2000 spotting assist. Yeah, this is one of the key moments. I have camo concealment and max out concealment crew on this tank. That's why I decided to not move at this specific bush. But if you see someone scrolling around this like this bush line and get to this area, it's best for you to try to back up behind this bush and use this tree at the same time so you don't get spotted, right? I just believe in my camo here, so I just sat here. Yeah, version 4 just kept going. And he just parked there. And they're 277 for some reason. Just hopped over the ridge, say fuck it, let me spot everything I want to. And just went for it. I think he actually spot the batch at though. Where's at their EBR? And yeah, and you see their EBR hopping over. This guy does not have max range or CVS on his tank. But if you're going to play against a CVS light tank, in most cases, try to not move because you're actually more likely to not get spotted if they have CVS than if you move around in bushes, even though you're light tank and your concealment stays the same when you're moving and stationary. Yeah, so I just stood here. And luckily he doesn't have CVS or maxi range. Super glad that my team, I think, yeah, there you go, is able to pick out that dumb EBR. Now, I am the last light tank in Prok. This pretty much just gains me free access in that K91 just chilling there. Yeah, I don't think anyone shoots at him though, unfortunate. He gets low, he gets back saved, the TVP gets spotted. He's gonna get slammed. Yeah. More team, come on. Yes, RD, nice. And as you can see, I'm already up to 4,800 spotting in the first 3 minutes of the game. And just to be in mind that this is a ranked game, right? If you're the EBR on the enemy team, you have started the game already. Especially, because you just gave away all the vision advantage you can have on 1-2. And just pay attention to the map, okay? Like, half of our tanks is actually active contesting 9-0. Meanwhile, their majority of their team is just sitting back at 1-2. So we're actually actively winning the map at this situation just by sitting here and providing map control to keep the side of the map lit because we're winning 9-0. Like, my plan is just to wait here and just wait for my 9-0 forces to collapse before I do anything aggressive. If your team is losing 9-0, you might consider doing something aggressive. But in this case, I don't have enough shooter to just obliterate everything I spot, right? And then we're winning 9-0. So I'm just chilling here, I'm just gonna speed this up a little bit. I'm pretty sure nothing happens. Oh, you see that tree getting knocked down? And now, I want to reposition. And you might don't understand why I want to do this. But at this point, I'm like, okay, these guys, they're getting obliterated when they try to peek up here. So they're not gonna peek up here, right? So my thought is, I want to go into a bush along this ridge line. First of all, keep mid spotted, although we don't have anyone on like C1, B1, that's able to shoot at this ridge. If I'm spotted, RD can stand them, I can keep them down, and the other way is I get a better angle on H1, which, that indirectly helps my E5 because he can make more aggressive pokes. And you see I just scrolling here. I'm the only light tank, so don't mind the bad driving. I'm just chilling here, waiting for the anyone 140 or grow to peak H1 so my team can punish them. And I'm just waiting for my team to win 9-0. And you see 140 gets sorted. Perfect. He gets slammed by the E5 mid. Unfortunately he didn't die though. Would have been nice. But yeah. So like their team, after all of my spotting, knows that you cannot push up on the 2 line, like to the 3 line, and you cannot even play H1 anymore. So like I pretty much used vision to push them back to like this 3 blocks, this 9 blocks, my bad. Okay, H1 to K4, to K3, like this area of the map. And now I'm just chilling here. My E4 moves up, and he's gonna get spotted soon. And one thing to notice that there is a bush and there is a tree outside of H1 that you can knock down to give you extra concealment. So not in this game, because you can clearly see there's no tree falling down there, but just nice info to know. Yeah, E4 just parks right beside me. Lipa gets spotted. Lipper gets shoot up by E5. Yeah, nice. Lipper goes high. My team misses. Lipper goes dark. But yeah, at this point I'm just chilling here and just waiting for my team to get closer. Like, I want my 904s to be at like K6 or K7 before I do anything. But here, yeah, I got too bored, I guess. So I decided to do a bull run. I didn't even get started for this. So I'm like, okay, let me just go down the tree line. Right. So there's a few ways you can do EBR runs at the end of the game. One, you want to go down the tree line and then hop down once you get spotted. This is the safest one. If you're not in an EBR, just progress to the tree line. You could try to do the same thing as EBR, but usually it's going to cause your death because you're simply not fast enough. And so here, I saw the K91. I was out of the bush for a second actually, and the super conk. So I'm like, let me just slowly progress through these tree lines. Girls get spotted. Commander's vision system OP, you know? Yeah, and I'm just waiting for Girl to die. Keep progressing. K91 gets spotted. Funny thing being, this game had been going on for 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and I've still not been spotted a single time. And yeah, K91 gets slammed. And at this point, the distance is just too short, so I'm like, let me just try for it. Super Conk gets spotted. RD gets spotted. And this is pretty much just the end game stage where the game is just over, but it is nice to have this amount of spotting at the end of the game. As you can see, all of these things are ready to shoot, and all of these things are ready to shoot, and that's why I went for the run, because my entire team is actively looking for shots on what I saw, so this was pretty free. And yeah, this is pretty much the end of the road replay. On the super conk. Screwed up on the final shot though, but yeah. And that's game. This is a ranked game, by the way, and this is 12k combined. 12k combined on EBR. Not the best spotting game. You're probably going to get bigger spotting games that your entire team is camping one too, but I'm more than happy with the result. So yeah, let me just recap on all of this. If you're EBR playing from north side, there's 2 plays you can make in pub that will guarantee you a lot of stuff. If they have, like, if you have triple artillery and a lot of meds, you know, no heavy tanks, like enemy team, you can try to do a center ridge serve into the bush at F8 just to keep all the 9-0 controlled, because 1-2 is more than likely not gonna have anything happening. You can always rotate to it later. And if you're north, you can try to approach E1. It's really broken bush. And quick tip, don't really stay high. You get blind fire more when you stay high at E1 than when you stay low. As you can see, I got blind fire early on in the video. And yeah, after you spot E1 and just, you know, get all the free spotting of people that just scroll along to the 2 line, not realizing it's actually not okay, you can proceed on to using tree line, the outside term, to spot anything here. And then once your team is ready, just do the final push and get, you know, I think I got like 3k spotting off just running in at then. final moments. And yeah, this is Northside EBR in a ranked game, and I'll post one more EBR replay later on today. Thanks for watching, and peace out.